All right, this morning, both a strong defense and mounting criticism of the nearly $2 billion so-called Anti-Weaponization Fund established by the Trump administration. Critics calling it a slush fund and warning that it could benefit 2020 election deniers and January 6 Capitol rioters, including those who assaulted police officers at the Capitol. But the acting Attorney General, Todd Blanche, is defending the fund. Here's how he responded to the criticism.
Just to be clear, people that hurt police get money all the time. Okay, there's a process where if you believe you have your rights violated, you can apply for funds, you can sue, you can file a claim, you can go to court. In some of those cases, the state, the government, the federal government settles those cases. It's abhorrent to ever touch a law enforcement officer, which is why anytime anybody does that, and it's a federal officer, we'll prosecute them. But that's a completely different question with whether an individual is allowed to apply for a claim.
With me now is former Deputy Assistant Secretary for Economic Policy, Natasha Sarin. Natasha, great to see you. I mean, what's your reaction to hearing the Acting Attorney General with that explanation?
You know, I think we kind of have to evaluate the nature of this settlement by first understanding the nature of this case. And we're in a situation where the judge in this suit had actually asked the parties to brief on whether or not there was a case at all, because as the president himself has made clear, he was on both sides of this. He was suing the government that he himself runs. And so when you think about settlements from the government's perspective, you decide to pursue them when that's in the best interest of the government. In this case, it's really hard to argue that there was any case clearly to settle at all that would make such an action appropriate, even if the settlement made sense. And this is the type of settlement that we're talking about here, where we're talking about deploying $1.8 billion of taxpayers' dollars in ways that look like they're going to be rewarding political allies. And that is just unprecedented and frankly destructive to democracy and the rule of law in this country.
It's very contradictory, because you've got the Acting Attorney General saying it's okay for people who were convicted of crimes on Capitol Hill, some of whom were caught on video committing crimes, to be compensated for committing these crimes and enduring the consequences. I mean, how can this not be anything but rewarding people who advocated for Trump by trying to disrupt Congress from certifying an election?
Yeah, and it's deeply problematic and harkens back, frankly, to the Nixon administration, which used the tax system in order to try and punish their enemies and benefit their proponents. And in response to that type of weaponization of government, you saw an incredibly aggressive push, a bipartisan push with respect to making good government reforms. And you're starting to frankly hear that right now on Capitol Hill, because it's not just that this is a partisan matter where one side is raising concern with the nature of the administration of this fund or what even it looks like in practice. You're frankly hearing it on both sides of the aisle.
Right. In fact, Congress, I mean, what can it do since the Department of Justice unilaterally, kind of agreed to this settlement, but at the same time, you have lawmakers who say we're the ones who control the purse strings?
Yeah, it's actually a really challenging question, right? Because you saw the judge in that case say this was a voluntary withdrawal of a suit. There wasn't actually space for her or capacity for her to weigh in on the nature of this settlement, because it wasn't one that was filed with her. And now you're in a situation where potentially there's a role for Congress to try to get involved and say, we actually don't think it's appropriate to take these funds and deploy them in this way from the perspective of the administration. But I think that's kind of a tenuous and challenging arena that's going to take time to play out. And in the interim, while Congress is trying to figure out exactly what capacity it has to act, you're in a situation where the American people are rightly frustrated by a system where they paid tax dollars into the U.S. government and are watching those tax dollars be deployed in this way. And I think, frankly, that's deeply problematic.
Yeah. All right. Natasha Sarin, we'll leave it there for now. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.